Walmer Castle was built by Henry VIII as part of a chain of coastal defences to defend against an upcoming attack from the French. The threat of attack died down until the first bit of action this castle had was in the Civil War, where it was taken over by royalists until it was besieged by parliamentary forces and was forced to surrender. Over the years it has turned into an elegant residence. The design of Walmer Castle comprises of a circular central keep, encased by 4 outer bastions, one of which serves as a gatehouse. It is surrounded by a deep, wide moat. In the 18th and 19th centuries, the upper levels of the outer bastions were modified and apartments added, turning the castle into an elegant home. In 1708, it became the official residence of the Lord Warden of the Cinque Ports, a role undertaken by many notable people since then. The moat prevented an enemy from easily reaching the walls, and hid the foot of the wall from enemy cannon. The moat is covered by gun ports in the lower story of the fort. There are embrasures for cannon on the upper floor. These embrasures allowed guns to fire just above the outer edge of the ditch. On the terrace on top of the bastions, more guns were mounted. These guns were for long-range fire against enemy ships. There were no embrasures on the top of the bastions, leaving the guns exposed but able to be moved around easily to fire from different positions. As at Deal, behind the outer bastions, there was an inner moat running around the central keep, although it has been built over in places. This inner moat was covered by gun ports in the walls of the keep, and gave the defenders the option of retreating into the central fortress if the outer walls were breached. As the castle became a residence, its military role was lost and it was transformed into a comfortable home. The 2 landward bastions were built on top of to create more living space, and the inner moat was built across in places. The seaward bastions were largely unaltered, serving as terraces, offering unrivalled views towards the sea. An extra bridge was added to the southwest bastion to give access to the gardens, which were created by the Lord's Warden. The interior has been converted from sparse garrison accommodation to a cosy living space for the rich. Although the interior of the castle has changed over the years, the ground floor and basement retain much of their Tudor layout. At the bottom of the stairs in a domed chamber is the castle well. Surrounding it are 3 rib-vaulted rooms lit by narrow splayed windows from the courtyard. These rooms were originally used for storage. The Lucas collection of Wellington memorabilia was assembled by Wing Commander Thomas Hill Lucas, with grace disconcernment and donated by him in 1966 to the castle. After 1815 and the Battle of Waterloo, Wellington's fame spread throughout Europe, and portraits of him were in great demand by the hero-worshipping public. After his military career ended, Wellington went into politics and remained in the public eye through the work of engravers and caricaturists. Wellington's room did not exist until William Pitt made his alterations to this part of the castle. It was in this room at Walmer Castle on the 14th of September 1852 that the Duke of Wellington sadly died, at the age of 83. His valet, Kendall, had found him unable to get out of the small campaign bed, and had called for the local apothecary, Mr. Holt. Early in the afternoon, the Duke was lifted from his bed to his armchair and made comfortable, but it was clear that his health was deteriorating, and he died just before 3:30. This corridor runs the full length of the castle, and was created by William Pitt the Younger. Prior to this, there was only one section of corridor, running from the central lantern to the dining and drawing rooms. Queen Victoria's room was the couple's bedroom. Originally, the room only had one window embrasure, and what is now an open balcony was a staircase to the ground floor. The room was first altered when the Duke of Dorset's extension was built onto the first floor, around 1735, making it part of his private apartment. The way the bed partition is placed in this bedroom, dividing it into 2 areas, one for the bed and one for the dressing room, is typical of a late 18th century bed recess. This indicates that it is likely to have acted as a bedroom from that time. When the royal couple stayed, however, this arrangement was changed and the bed was laced in the main part of the room, and the curtained-off alcove acted as the dressing room. Furniture was specially brought in for the visit, but very little of this now survives, apart from the armchair, the chaise longue in the Prince Consort's room, and the 4-poster bed. The dining room is shown as it was used by the late Lord Warden, H.M. the Queen Mother. The Celis blue Minton service on the table was the one which H.M. the Queen Mother kept at Walmer Castle. The drawing room is displayed as it looked in the 1920s and 1930s, when the castle was used as a residence by Lord Beauchamp, who spent extended summer holidays here with his large family.